Oh my god, what's going on here? Can anyone see the rally hitting this city among all these solo marches and craziness? What the heck is going on? Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the Gekko. We are watching a 27 million power player from XNK getting smacked by a rally from a huge player, King Talib, with 110 million power. I'm pretty sure he was 112 million power earlier today, and oh boy, we're watching a rally, we're watching solo marches, we're watching reinforcements going into the city. We're watching alliance mates of this guy who's getting hit, not only reinforcing him but also hitting solo marches that are trying. Look at this madness. Can anyone understand what is going on here? This is the bare end, kind of the end of this rally. There's still a ton of it left, and I had to cut out some pieces out of it because these rallies were so long. We have King Talib with 110 million power. We have G Constantine, the leader of GE1, sorry, who is also a tier 5 player and is not shy at taking his tier 5s out for a fight. As we see a sad face going back home, a couple of side faces going back home. This is a tier 5 rally. There is like 500,000 or 600,000 tier 5s in here, which means the defense, which is only tier 4s, is going to need a lot of troops, and this rally is going to last a long time. You guys are seeing the guy from XNK, who by the way is online and is consistently either healing or doing whatever he needs to do to keep taking this damage. He has Sun Tzu on his wall, which means the fan of Sun Tzu, the AoE of Sun Tzu, is doing massive damage to not only the rally but also to the solo marches around it. As the fan right now hit, you guys saw a lot of red hits around, like just like that. Again, one of the beauties of having Sun Tzu on your wall is exactly that one. The fact that he has his fan of damage, it just does a massive amount of damage. And these guys are aware of it, which is why they tried kind of to spread out. And you're going to see in a little bit their attempt to spread out even further. But just the fact that they were aware of this thing and still couldn't avoid it is just goes to show how crazy this was. There were little fights happening everywhere. I was trying to figure out what's going on in here and kind of trying to look around while we keep a little bit of an eye on the rally. But there's really not much to see when a rally is hitting a city for so long that it's just surreal. G Constantine went on in a hit with solo marches. King Talib had solo marches. It's just, think about the amounts of dead troops from this thing right now. Now, if you guys want me to cover wars in your kingdom and you guys like this types of videos, of war videos, make sure you're smashing the like button. I want to see a lot of likes on this video. And if you guys want me to cover a war that you guys are either planning on your kingdom or that broke out in your kingdom, in the description you'll find my Discord group. Go hit me up there. PM me so you know you can keep your privacy in case you guys don't want anyone to know who said this war is happening. Let me know what's going on. I'll go make an account and try to get myself into one of the kingdom's alliances that are fighting. Spoiler alert, I ended up getting into GE1 and they're really cool dudes. Let's talk about the backstory though, as you guys smash the subscribe button on the channel and turn on the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Apparently this kingdom is divided into two. There's the GE family, which has a bunch of alliances of very strong players, a couple of tier 5s in there, and a few other alliances that made an alliance between them against the GE family. That is SU, TGG, XNK, and there is a couple of others within that alliance that are fighting against the GE family. At this point, just massive damage all over the place, solo marches everywhere, hits all over the place, and it was just starting. Now, when I started recording, it wasn't the beginning of this rally. This rally has been going on for quite a lot of minutes, and I'm not entirely sure whether this was the first rally or not. So if you're from Kingdom 111, let me know in the comments below once you watched till the end of the video if I caught all the rallies or not. I'm not going to spoil how many rallies are in this video, but I picked up quite a couple of them at least. So here's the thing. At this situation, what do? This guy is online. He's trying to kill as many tier 5s as possible out of King Talib to piss him off. King Talib is willing to play the game as he is a big player and he will do what he needs to do to make sure this guy right here pays the price for playing with him. So what happens here? More GE troops coming in, more damage being done, more hits. This guy's 27 million power against an 110 million power player, plus a ton of solo marches, and he's still smoking. And just taking and taking and taking hits from solo marches with pure tier 5s. At least 500,000 tier 5s in that rally. Whoo-wee. This is crazy. I mean, I'm speechless. What else can be said? As we continue to talk about the context of this war, turns out that a GE member went on and hit some X and K farms, I think, something like that. And then the GE member got zeroed. And because the GE member got zeroed, the GE family got mad and went on to zero this guy. And, you know, it all started from hitting a few farmers, from hitting a few tiles, from, you know, trying to be a little mischievous. And next thing you know, a full-out war broke, and we're talking millions and millions of wounded troops and a few million dead troops too. Now, if you're gonna come to me and talk about this KVK stuff, KVK is coming, why these guys are doing this, don't bother. Let these guys have fun. They're playing the way they want to play. They know KVK is coming. We had to cut the rally a little bit short, but guys, living and playing the game for one day to play KVK, even though we do know KVK is coming up very soon, I don't really like the narrative of people saying you shouldn't be fighting, KVK is coming. Guys, so you lose the first KVK, so what? That's not the end of the game. It's not one KVK and you're done playing this game. If the game was to end after KVK, sure, this is useless, but there's going to be a ton more KVKs coming. You are going to be able to rebuild. We don't know even how KVK will be yet. So as the rally breaks and a lot of very sad faces, like Ronnie says, walk back into their cities, I don't think these guys are in the wrong by having fun and enjoying playing the war game that is Rise of Kingdoms. Yes, they're losing troops that will hurt them during KVK, and I'm sure King Talib will have plenty of troops by then, while this guy is probably going to be a little hurt. But guys, that's the game. So let's get off of that narrative of KVK is coming, these guys are stupid. It is what it is. This is the report of the hit. Look at how many people from GE joined this attack. Oh my goodness. We only have, there are about 800,000 dead troops, a bunch of slightly wounded, a ton of healed troops. There weren't that many troops fighting in here. This was really weird. This was a really weird one because for all the attacks that happened, you would have thought that there would be much more damage done in this rally. And turns out there wasn't, except for King Talib losing a substantial amount of tier 5s, and also G Constantine losing a huge amount of tier 5s, just like you're seeing 41,000 tier 5s dead. Whoo-wee, that's a tough one. King Talib with another 3,000, 4,000, 7,000, just crazy amounts of tier 5s and tier 4s dying. I think only G Constantine and King Talib were the ones with the tier 5s in here. But boy, oh boy, they lost plenty of troops. I mean, King Talib, you'll see in a little bit how much power he lost. And boy, I was sick when I saw that. Anyway, crazy first rally. But of course, it wasn't over because the rally lost and this guy smoked. And you think King Talib is going to let that go? Of course not. Why would he? As he loses 41, 42, 41, 70,000. Oh, that's tier 5s, guys. All his deads are tier 5s. Now, if you guys want to see exactly the numbers, pause throughout the video because I had to keep scrolling. It was so big. It was such a long report that we're already looking at the longest view of a report I've ever done by just scrolling down and trying to show you guys everything. Look at how many troops. Look at how many tier 5s dead from King Talib and from G Constantine. 60,000 a pop. That's 120 tier 5s dead. Gone. How crazy is that? Look at how many marches with full tier 4s got completely wiped out and kicked out of the city for trying to defend it. Look at the little bit that survived. How many deads? It's just unbelievable. And as the war was raging, one more rally was set. This rally was much more significant. As you can see, I cut out the beginning of it. Again, it's a huge, long rally. We're talking over 10-minute rally. And it's pointless for us to sit here and watch just the numbers hitting the city. But it was really interesting to see the amounts of fights going on all over the map. There were nobody in here, even the shielded guys from X and K. There was just people are moving everywhere, fighting everywhere. GE looking to block reinforcements for the city. That fortress right there being attacked and then and then they stopped attacking it because of the solo marches and because it was defended. Fights everywhere, guys. Fights on the top, fights on the bottom, fights right next to me, fights above everywhere, all over the place. And one rally just pounding into that city. It was night and then it became day. And look at this. I mean, at that point, I was like, okay, there's a bunch of GE players all over the place. There's a bunch of X and K players. This is not going to end well as King Talib sends a few of his marches back. Look at all the tier 5s just marching back. Turns out he had a good reason to march back because he very soon is going to be needed down there. For now, a couple of solo marches hitting the city with the rally itself. And even then, this city is just holding. Now, you guys are seeing an announcement right on the top that GE seized control of TGG's pass. TGG is an alliance that's friends of X and K, and the way this kingdom works is that Zone 3 is a war-free zone, and apparently TGG was trolling around in the beginning, taking one of the level 3 passes from GE, and GE just kept taking it back, thinking it was a troll thing. But turns out that what happened here is that X and K placed that fortress really close to GE4 on the further side of the map, as far possible to the bottom right of the map, to get King Talib and a bunch of people further down that way. And in the meantime, TGG were starting to be a little sneaky, and that pass they took away from GE1, who just took their pass back, was not a troll. It was a divide and conquer mission where the alliance that opposed to the GE family knew that they had to distract them with a proper hit just like this one, while the strategic hits to attempt to gain territory, to attempt to seize control of things from GE1 was happening somewhere else. And King Talib was so busy with this that he really couldn't handle the rest. Even G. Constantine, who was around here, and it was just complete madness. As the rally keeps hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting, we see a Mehmed solo march, we see a Hannibal solo march, we see a Moneymoto solo march going on in there, while Richard is leading the way on the rally. Now, while all these fights were happening, you guys can see right next to me just a roof of one of the GE players that are in here who reinforced the rally and helped out with a bunch of solo marches. Well, as I mentioned to you guys, X and K were not about to just sit quietly, and all of a sudden he starts smoking. Yes, these guys found an opportunity to attempt to zero a GE player who was busy with the rallies and with solo attacks and so forth and so on up there. So X and K replied, this is a fantastic play as far as I'm concerned, because really there are two things you can do in war. You can be the guy reacting to what your enemy is doing, or you can be the guy who's proactive, and instead of reacting to what your enemy is doing, you're taking advantage of what your enemy is doing to finding a different target that you can, a different achievement you can achieve by just trying to do whatever you can to keep them distracted while doing something else. You can see right here, X and K found their side mission, as King Talib was more focusing on the rally and G. Constantine was focusing more on the rally up top. You can see marches moving towards the city up there. They weren't even paying attention to this dude who was getting slowly and steadily burned. And that's a great proactive action to an action by GE. X and K seized the opportunity to attempt to zero this guy who's 27 million power as well from GE, and most of his troops are actually there. He has troops in the rally, he has troops on the battlefield, so it's not that they'll completely zero him because he has marches outside his castle. But even then, with a Charles Martel on his wall, he was just getting pounded while the rally is going on up top. He was getting hit and eventually burned. GG's, I guess they didn't feel like zero him. They went back into their hole before. I mean, there's a guy still hitting at the bottom, still hitting this guy, but you're getting very, very close to King Talib, and that's never a good thing, especially because King Talib was not about to let these guys do what they're doing. As the rally still goes on at the top, we are nearing its end as both city and rally are very, very low on HP. Who will break? Who will win? Who will lose? We already know this guy held one huge rally. Can he hold another one? As we are winding down this rally, It turns out that, well, 2 times is the charm. Our friend is burning. Well, the XNK player is burning. Well, he's our friend too, you know? Everyone's our friend. And the GE were successful at burning this guy. Now, if it was up to them, they'd zero this guy too. But he'd had enough, as King Talib made 4 million kills, but lost 5 million power. Look at the attack right here. Look at how many people joined XNK in the defense. How many times this numbered guy came in. And oh my god. 2.4 million dead troops. 83 million tier 5s dead. 88 million tier 5s dead. Oh my. Do you guys know how expensive that is? 1.4 million severely wounded are going to take a lot of healing. Look at how many marches got zeroed out of here trying to defend this city. Unbelievable. We're going to scroll through the rally, look through the rest of it through the report. But this is where we stop this video. It's already way too long. This war is still raging on as we speak. If you guys want to see more content from this war, make sure you're smashing the like button and, of course, subscribing to the channel. If you guys have a war in your kingdom that you guys want me to cover, make sure you're contacting me on Discord. In the description down below, you'll find my Discord group. You can find me there, tag me there, PM me so nobody else sees it in case you guys want to stay discreet. I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Tomorrow's video is not necessarily a free-to-play Friday video. It is a video for both free-to-play and pay-to-win players. A very, very important video in which you can potentially make 1,000 gems a day. It'll be a little bit of work, but if you follow along, you can make 1,000 gems a day for free. Wait till tomorrow's video. If you guys, again, like the content, like the channel, and all that good stuff, I appreciate all your support. You guys are awesome. I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys sooner rather than later in tomorrow's video. Until then, have a great rest of whatever day you're watching this in. Peace.